Attention students, today we are going to discuss top 33 most important question from economics. Yes, you heard it right. We already did top 33 questions for history, geography, civics, and this is high time we should complete our economics too. So I think that this series went so helpful to all the students out here. I just want to welcome you all on the platform Diksha Vedantu. This is your SST faculty. Let's begin. 33 questions out here. I just want one thing from you. But while I'm solving the questions, you take your pen, your paper, and start writing the keywords what you are going to write in exam, because this is going to help you while the time you will be revising just a day before the exam. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, so we will start with the very first question of the day, and the question is: evaluate the utility and the limitations of using per capita income as the main criteria for measuring a country's development. Here I focused that I should give you certain important points also, so that you should know what should be a framework to write an exam. Okay, framework to write an answer. Basically the question here talks about two things. One is utility and the other one is limitation. So whenever you will write the answer, you should focus that utility and limitations for what? Per capita income. So why should not we give an introduction that what is per capita income? Okay, what do we give? We will give an introduction that per capita income is basically what, my dear students? It is the ratio between the total population, it is ratio between the total income upon total population. Total income upon total population. It can come as a 3-marker question or as a 2-marker question. It might be, right? Then we will talk about utility and limitation. By in everything, whatever we study in SST or science, we will see that first people use it, find it very useful, and then the theory changes, like so many laws in chemistry, and you feel like, arey to fir why it was started to be used. If we talk about utility of using per capita income to evaluate the development of a country, it was that by if we will calculate the income of per person and analyze it, you will figure out that there are countries which have high income because some of the members are earning more, right? There was no, what we can say, no obvious senseful thing to calculate just total income. Like if we take the example of Japan, small country, small population. China, big country, big population. You started calculating the total income of China and Japan, and you will figure out that there is vast difference. But does it mean Japan is not developed? It is developed, but the population is also less now. So we should figure out the ratio between the two. So why was it done? So the utility of per capita income was for comparison. Whenever we have a big data, okay, whenever we have a big data, what we can do? We can use average income or per capita income for comparison. So yes, this is good for comparison. But what is its limitation? The limitation is it hides disparity. It hides what, beta? It hides disparity. For an example, there is a country A, there is a country B. Okay, there is a country A, there is a country B. There are 5 members living in country A. Pay attention. 5 members living in country A, in which one member is earning rupees 8,000 and the rest are earning 500, 500, 500 and 500. The total income of this country will eventually becomes 10,000 rupees. But what if in the country B, everyone here is earning 2,000? That means everyone here is equally developed. Okay, now since we calculated the total income and then we will figure out the average income by dividing total income upon total population, we will get the average income of 2,000 for per person. But this fix good only in country B but not in country A. Is everyone in country A earning 2,000? No. So will it shows the differences? Will it shows the disparity? No, my dear student. It hides disparity. Okay, it hides beta what? It hides disparity, as well as it does not tells us the status of what? It does not tell us the status of education, okay, as well as health condition within a nation. Health condition within a nation. Now I just hope that you are able to write this jalebi question into your exam super nicely, because who taught you this, Tanvi ma'am? Okay, not to be so proud. Let's move towards the next question of the day, that is, highlight the different developmental goals of a landless rural labor, a prosperous farmer, and a girl from a rich urban family. So bhai, we know that chapter 1 economics, what does it talks about? Different people have different developmental goals. Like I might be thinking buying a Lamborghini right now, and you might be thinking to get 99% in your class 10th exam right now. So we have different developmental goals, right? Your father might be thinking that I should buy a good shoes, and your mother might be thinking about certain cosmetic products. Every person have different developmental goals like I have right now. So highlight the different developmental goals of the person written here, landless rural labor. By what will this person be thinking? This person wants what, beta? First of all, the person wants regular work. Okay, regular work, that by I am a landless labor, I am working on the others field, so I should get regular work. Then I should get high wages, high as well as regular wages. Okay, this might be the what we can say, the thinking or developmental goals of that person, so that the person can get basic what, can fulfill the basic needs like shelter, clothing, everything. Okay, shelter, basic clothing, food, etc. Arey bhai, why I am missing the spellings today, and I even okay. Now shelter, clothes and food, fine. Now next is prosperous farmer. What a prosperous farmer might be thinking at this time? By good harvest. Okay, because when good harvest will be there, then the good resale, okay, or good sale of the product will be there, right? He might be thinking to buy a tractor or agriculture equipments at that time that are so unaffordable for a small farmer, or many such things like that. Okay, to make a big house. Okay, a girl from a rich urban family. Okay, girl from a rich urban family might be thinking to study abroad, to go study abroad. So every person out here have different developmental goals, we know that, and the question was super duper easy. Next, self-help group are seen as a solution to the credit problems of the rural poor. On the basis of this, analyze the role and the functioning of self-help group in rural economy. By I will say that print this question in your mind right now. Because whatever it is, pre-board, final exams, now it is basically final exams, but whatever it is, you are going to see this question for sure, right? For sure. Print in print and paste, Control C, Control V into your mind. So students, see how to frame this answer, because we need to get 5 marks. I don't want anyone to lose marks in this question, and my students not at all. I can't bother that, I can't bear that. Okay? So let's start with let us start with the definition. So what are SHG? You will write the full form. SHG stands for self-help groups. Okay, self-help groups. Fine bhaiya, they stands for self-help group. Okay, so we will say that typically, okay, the typically members in self-help group or a self-help group consist of 15 to 20 members. 15 to 20 members. Especially it is made in rural areas, and particularly they are made by women living in rural areas. Okay, now what these women are doing? Are they gossiping about you? No. Are they gossiping about the neighbor? Arey isne aaj mera kya churaya? I don't know. ठीक है? So no, they are not gossiping over there. Typically 15 to 20 members are there. All these members are pooling what? Pooling their savings. Now they are playing smart this time. So they are pooling their savings. It can vary from rupee 25 to 50. Okay, rupee 25 to 50 day, because it is rural area. They have less money in the pocket. They either take it out from the pocket of husbands or something like that. They just pool it. They come in groups, sit together by I have 20 rupees, I have 50 rupees, they pool it. Now what is happening basically, investment is being done, credit facility is creating in the SHG. Now what happened? Money is being collected regularly, right? The person is collecting it in a view that I can use any time whenever I want in future. It will be kept aside. Now what happens? Someone from this group, 15 to 20 members, thought that, okay, I should do what? I should start a business. So the member within the group wanted the credit. She thought that, this group has a paisa, so let me ask for the credit. She went to the group that I want this money, I am going to start a business. Everyone thought that, okay, we can give the loan, but when we will give the loan to you, bhai, when you pay interest rate to us, bhai, because if you will go to the bank, they will charge you interest rate. If you go with to the money lender, they will also charge you, but this interest will be quite lower than both the bodies. So she said, acha, okay, let me think. She said, good idea. So she took the loan, but the decision that the loan should be given to her or not will be by the members of the group. Members of the group, not alone. Get it? So how many points we have written? 1, 2, 3, 4. But the question is of 5 marks. When this group is, okay, whenever this group is regular in savings, this group is regular in saving, even bank can give loan to SHGs, because it now becomes registered under the government of India. So did you get the point how to write this 5 mark scorer question? Okay, print and paste it or not, do it right now. So next question from economics: evaluate the utility of using money as a medium of exchange compared to the barter system by 3 important points I have given you right now. Paste it in your mind. Money, right? Money we use today act as a medium of exchange. Act as a what? Medium of exchange. By paisa do, whatever you want, get it from the market. But previously what happened? Money did not existed, right? This was the time of Stone Age, then Indus Valley civilization and so on. What people used to do it, bhai, I want wheat, but I am a shoemaker. Let me find in the market who wants the shoe, and in exchange get wheat from the person if the person is a farmer. But this system can only be possible whenever there is double coincidence of want. I wanted wheat, the person wanted shoemaker, we coincidentally our demands, our wants were same. But is it possible all the time? Bhai, pagal ho jayenge. No, it is not possible. So to eliminate the double coincidence of want, money was introduced in the market. It acts as an intermediate and increase efficiency in the economy. Did you get it? Explain these 3 points and get full marks. Next, highlight 3 significant benefits that workers in the organized sectors enjoy. So I'll tell you there are 2 sectors. One is organized sector and the other one is unorganized sector. Okay, organized, everything out here is organized. The word, like whatever sector it is, clearly makes you understandable that what it actually means. Okay, so organized sector in an economy means something that is regulated by the government, organized by the government. So when government will be there, what government will provide you? Job security. Right? Job security here means this is not something like you are a painter, you have a work of painting today at a home, tomorrow it ended, you will be finding new work. This is not job security. Okay, you have a secure job that by this time you have to come, this time you have to leave. Other than that, you are paid regularly. First thing, your salary comes on a fixed date of the month. Whenever you want, you can take leaves, and that leaves are paid leaves, as well as if you're working extra on any days, you're getting extra money. You're getting certain security benefits like maternity leaves, okay, gratuity, and many more stuffs. So this works only in organized sector and not in unorganized sector. Remember the famous question by NCERT, write the difference between organized sector and unorganized sector. This is also you need to practice. Get it, bachas? Chalo. Next question. Public facilities are essential for a country's development. On the basis of this statement, analyze why a state like Kerala with a low per capita income has a better human development ranking than a high income state, Haryana. Okay, so attention here. We have two states. Here this is Haryana and here this is Kerala. This is basically from your NCERT. A chart is given in which they says that if I talk about PCI, okay, in PCI who is higher? Haryana has higher PCI, that's per capita income, in comparison to Kerala. But whenever we talk about what human development ranking, okay, who is low? Haryana is low and Kerala is high. Why bhai? Because high. Why bhai? Because they worked on one thing, that is public facilities. What beta? They worked on one thing, that is public facilities. Now the public facilities are the facilities on which who is working? On which government is working. Bhai, who is working, my dear students? Government is working. When government will work, it will focus on the basic services or the basic needs like education, healthcare, etc. Okay, so now these are the reason. Okay, income and other criteria, like other criteria, education matters, not only income, health indicator, education, reason for difference, and the conclusion. Will you are able to frame this answer? Yes, I know my students are smart. Bye. Next question. Lender requires collateral as a crucial form of security against loan. Justify that statement. So by whenever you go and ask for a loan to the bank will say that, I will give loan, but I have certain terms of credit. I have certain what beta? Terms of credit. What are the terms of credit? First of all, you need to pay the interest rate. Free में थोड़ी ना कोई loan देता है. So you need to pay the interest rate. You agreed, हाँ भाई दे देंगे. The next thing is you need to keep something collateral. Now what is collateral? An asset. It can be your property paper, it can be your house paper, your car, your gold, or something like that. So what you need to do, my dear student, is to keep some asset to the lender who is giving you loan, so that it can act as a guarantee, as a security. Other than that, they will require certain documentation which are basics, and at last mode of repayment, how you are going to repay the loan. But here why I am talking about that? Because you understood that whenever you want a loan, you have to keep collateral. Question says that what is the need to keep that? It provides guarantee, secure the lender, affect borrowing capacity. As I explained it right now, now you will write the answer in a good manner using these keywords, right? Explaining them in details. Done. Very good betas. Chalo. Next question. I don't know why I'm repeating it thrice. Explain 3 significant non-material goals that people seek for development. Right? So beta, what happens now in the chapter development? Okay, in the chapter development, acha, whenever I will ask you a question, whom do you think is most developed in the society, in the colony where you are living? You might be thinking, kaun hai sabse zyada paise wala? Who earns the most, right? You might be thinking that. But is it true in every aspect? No, sometimes it's not, because harsh reality is we see people from the outside world, they have a big house, they have a big car. But when we will look into the way they are living, they're treating their elders, and they are living in a family in a way that's not acceptable, not good, okay? Or matlab I'm just giving a condition, I'm not talking about everyone out here. So there might be condition that everything is fine, everything is good in terms of money outside, but when we talk about the aspects of non-material thing, that's not good. So in the chapter development, it is clear that yes, money is important, but not only money is important. So what are the other non-developmental goals that you seek other than money, right? So they are equal treatment, freedom, security. Get it? What are they, beta? Equal treatment, freedom, security. Here you can use the examples of job example that is given in your NCERT, that whenever you find a job, you will see such things, and in a job, if money is so much provided to you, but the job security is not given and these factors are not given, you will not choose a job. But if another job pays less, but all these things are there, equal treatment, freedom, security and all that, okay, you matter in that job, then you will choose that. Get it? Very good. Next question. The formal and informal sector of credit have vastly different features and impacts. On the basis of this, analyze the key difference between the formal and informal sectors. Okay? Very good. Now we know that there are two sectors. One is a formal sector and the other one is a informal sector. And there are certain differences between the same. Now here we are studying this difference from the chapter Money and Credit. Okay, formal sector of credit, that means a sector that is giving you a loan. If I talk about lender in a formal sector, it can be banks, okay, it can be cooperative bank or cooperatives, fine. But in informal sector, it can be your family member, okay, then it can be your neighbor, fine. It can be your money lender who is giving money in a village, etc. Okay. If I talk about supervision, it is supervised by the government of India, right, under which RBI is working. However, in informal sector, there is no supervision. Fine. Interest rate, in formal sector interest rate is low. However, in informal sector, the person charge according to the conditions, according to its mentality and many more such things. कि भाई मौका मिला है लूट लो, ठीक है? चलो. Okay, so this is the next question. Development for one may not be development for another. Justify the statement by. This is the same question from where we started, however, in a different manner. Here they are asking you, by tell me how development is different for another one. What we are going to do? We are going to use the example ki bhai, yes, I agree. ठीक है, that what is development for one may not be development for another, because it can be sometimes constructive for one and destructive for another person. This is clear by the example of industrialist. An industrialist wanted to make a dam. He decided, by my factory is in village and I will make a dam now. So water availability, electricity, energy and all that will be sorted. But for making that dam, what I need space where tribals are living. But he decided that he'll move that tribals out from the place. And hence, what happened? Development was for industrialists and not for tribals. In a similar manner, you can use second example of girls and boys. I would suggest you to use the first example most. Okay, avoid the second one. Next question. The terms of credit vary substantially from one credit arrangement to another. On the basis of this statement, analyze the difference in the terms of credit for a medium farmer like Arun and a landless laborer like Rama from the textbook. Now what happens, na beta? We need to evaluate what? For such type of questions, we have to read the question twice, like long questions. Sometimes what happens, there are chances that we can interpret the question. Interrupt kya hota hai? We can misinterpret the question. Okay? So the terms of credit vary substantially from one credit arrangement to another. For sure. On the basis of this statement, farmer like Arun and a landless laborer. So here is a farmer, fine, whose name is Arun. Okay, and here is a landless laborer. landless labor whose name is Rama, and we need to compare the condition of credit for both of them. What do you think where farmer Arun will go when he wants loan? Source of credit, do you think it will be formal or informal? By this will be formal. And landless labor living in a village, not that educated, having no resources, will definitely go to the informal sector. ठीक है. Collateral, will the farmer have the collateral? Yes. Will the landless labor have? No. Interest rate, he is able to pay the high interest rate, but he is smart, he will not do that. Rather, he will choose the sources which ask him to pay low interest rate, he will pay high interest rate. Mode of repayment, by mode of repayment can be EMI. Here there are chances that he can get trapped in debt. Okay, get it? By easy question, but in a manner that can make you what? That make you confused. Okay, make you think that अरे भाई ये तो पढ़ा ही नहीं था, कहाँ से आ गया? चलो, next question. अच्छा, I am having some surprise for you in the end, but for that you need to watch the video till end. Surprise is not good, you will not be happy. But फिर भी you have to see it, you have no option. For a country's development, it is crucial to expand the role of the formal sector's credit. Support the statement with argument explaining why formal credit is more beneficial than informal credit. Yes, this question gets repeated. Now we know the difference between formal sector and informal sector. We know that formal sector is more good, low interest rate, and then it is supervision of government. There are chances that we do not get betrayed, and many more such things. So what are the benefits? Why we need to expand? By in villages there are certain people who get trapped into the like actions of money lenders, negative actions of them, because they are smart, they know that by this they are illiterate people, let me gather certain create conditions that I can use them negatively. Okay, you might have seen that movie Mother India, I guess. Have you? Acha, so why? Because they have low interest rate. ठीक है, high borrower income. अब now what do it mean by high borrower income? Whenever you will take loan from the bank, ठीक है, there are chances it can create your borrower capacity. Like if you are someone landless labor taking loan from money lender at high interest rate, by you are paying much of your income as interest. But what if you go to the bank? You can get more borrowing capacity. It will prevent you from debt traps, promote economic activity. Like you can choose to become entrepreneur when you are working in farming field along with that. Ensure fair practices, no one is going to trap you. Like suddenly you took money from someone, you are paying that money, interest rate, and there are chances the interest rate is not that percentage what it used to be taken from you, because you are illiterate and you are not able to figure that out. But bank can't do that, so this is important. Next, evaluate the utility of calculating the value of only final goods services for estimating GDP. Okay, very important question talking about GDP. By what is GDP? GDP here stands for gross domestic product. Okay, what? Gross domestic product. What do you mean by that? So students, gross means total, domestic means हमारे घर में, and here हमारा घर means India. So basically the production, total production that is done in our country. Now comes the word, I'll tell you the exact definition. What is GDP? The total value of, okay, the total value of final goods and services. Final goods and services, ठीक है, produced within a country, produced in a country in a year. In a year. ठीक है भाई. Now what is the main point over here? The main point is this word which is final. Right? There are two type of products that are made in our country. One is intermediate product intermediate product, and the other one is final product. Fine, beta. Now consider an example that I am a bakery owner. Okay, I am a bakery owner. I make what? Biscuit. I make what? Biscuit. Sell it to the market at 20 rupees each. 20 rupees each. That packet is 20 rupees each, but for that packet I use wheat. Okay, I use milk, and then I use sugar. Okay, for wheat I go to a person who is wholesaler and buy the wheat flour from this person. ठीक है? However, this wheat flour is taken by a farmer from this wholesaler, right, as a wheat. Now pay attention. This farmer sells the wheat to the another person. Okay, he just do one thing, it converts the wheat into flour. Flour is sold to another person. Don't you think whenever we will calculate the income of these three people, what is the product here? Wheat. What is the product here? Wheat flour. What is the product here? Buy biscuit. Every time wheat is the same wheat is repeated. So hence, to reduce the capability of like avoid double counting, we take what? Final product. Get it? And it ensures accuracy. It gives you a good data for GDP. Next question. The tertiary sector has been growing its importance in India. Justify the statement with 3 reasons why this question is going to come in your exam for sure. Okay? For sure. I will not use the term like paperly and all that. Nothing like that, beta. There are certain things, intuitions, because we are teaching from a long time, that this question holds an extreme importance in your exams, right? If I talk about sectors, there are 3 sectors: primary, secondary, tertiary. The tertiary sector itself is what? The most important and growing sector in today's world. Why? Because it provides basic services, like you are going to study anyhow possible by sab padhenge. Everyone will study, and it is a service sector. Everyone will go to hospital if they are not feeling well, services. Everyone will use transport services. So there are certain basic services which are necessary for an individual personal right now. Okay? Other is support to other sector. By tertiary sector provides service. Now when wheat will be grown in the market, it will sold with the help of transport services. If there will be growth in agriculture, okay, and manufacturing, that means secondary sector, eventually the tertiary will develop. So every sector facilitates each other. Facilitates what, beta? It facilitates each other. Then we have high income, everyone is earning so much these days. How you might be thinking, ma'am, no, rather we are earning less, beta. Like I know that mehengai is also increasing, but eventually our income is also increasing. As our income is increasing, our culture is changing. Like if we talk about previous people, they are asset-oriented people, right? They collected land, they buy gold, etc. What we are doing? We are figuring out, this year we will go to this trip. Okay? We are status-driven society, and they were asset-driven society. Getting my point? So high income will lead you to go to more restaurants. Okay? Will lead you to go to more tourism, and eventually this will be increased. Okay? And hence the tertiary sector will. Next question. Next question is, underemployment is a serious issue in Indian economy. Do you agree? Yes, you have to, because you don't have any other option. So, underemployment is a serious issue in Indian economy. ठीक है भाई? On the basis of the statement, analyze the problem of disguised unemployment in the agriculture sector and suggest 2 ways. ठीक है? Problem है, and then we have to suggest how we can reduce them. Very good. The question is good, no doubt. So, bachcho, see. Question first ask you about underemployment. So what you need to give? Definition that underemployment is a situation. Okay, it is a situation when a person is working less than its potential, fine bhai, when a person is working less than its potential, theek hai. Now how is it a problem of disguised, how does it creates the problem of disguised unemployment? By disguised unemployment is underemployment, right? So why, what it is, what do we explain that कि in disguised unemployment, ठीक है, in disguised unemployment, person is unable to find the work according to its what, according to its potential, and this pertains so much in agriculture sector, and here you can give the example of landless labor. Whom beta? Landless labor. Get it? Discussed. Now comes the point. Why give the suggestion? अच्छा तो क्या करें? So in that condition, government can initiate. गाँव क्यों हो गया है ये? Sorry. In this condition, government can initiate, ठीक है, government can initiate and provide loan facility to landless labor. Like for an example, government made one thing scheme, that is MGNREGA. Okay, so this can be done to improve their situation. Okay, government can create more employment conditions, more employment opportunities by funding more in agriculture, like helping the farmers to buy the agriculture seeds and all that. Production will increase, the demand for employment will increase, and this landless labor will able to find the jobs. Relax, take a deep breath, we are doing good. Okay, next question. By highlight the significant 3 factors that have contributed to the growth of globalization. This chapter is very chotu chapter. Two topics are coming. What is globalization? What are the factors affecting globalization? So technological advancement. In this you can talk about transport technology, ठीक है भाई. Then you can talk about communication technology, communication technology. Like here we can discuss about fax machine, ठीक है. We can talk about telegraphs. Then here we can now talk about social media, etc. Then we have liberalization that includes freedom of market, okay, and international organizations, World Trade Organization, that helps in what? That helps in globalization. Next question. In what respect is the criteria used by UNDP for measuring development different from the one used by World Bank? Analyze with the reference of key indicators each organization uses. So by basically this question is very important. It comes straight from NCERT. What we are going to do is okay, what are they asking us? Criteria used by UNDP. So let's do one thing, UNDP, and the other is World Bank. Re bhai. World. Very good. Let's make a line like this. Talking about UNDP, it stands for United Nations Development Program. Okay, it stands for United Nations Development Program. Get it? Now, here World Bank, basically it is an international organization. Okay, it is an international organization that works and looks up into the buying and selling capabilities of a nation. UNDP, okay, publishes a report that is known as Human Development Report. World Bank issues a report that is known as World Bank report. क्या कहते हैं? We call it World Bank report. Okay, going good. The criteria that is used by World Bank for this report is basically PCI, that is per capita income. Okay, per capita income. However, the criteria that is used by UNDP is PCI, that's per capita income, plus health plus education. Okay, health plus education भैया. PCI per capita income, either health plus education. So you can figure out the difference between the two easily, but not done yet. So we know this by, ठीक है? In this UNDP report, an index is here. Like if I talk about Human Development Index, a ranking is provided in which India stands at the rank of 130 position. However, in World Bank, what they are doing, they are like comparing or categorizing countries as rich countries, poor countries, middle income countries. So when we talk about the situation of India or the position of India, we will say that it lies in low middle income group. ठीक है? आगे बात समझ. Now if I talk about World Bank report, so as it is based upon PCI, average income, it lacks or it is not successful in hiding the disparities. Sorry, it hides disparities which are clearly visible by HDI. Okay, done. Will you able to write? Very good bhai. We are solving damn good questions today. Evaluate the importance of average income as an indicator for development despite its limitation. We already did it in the starting. So whenever you will talk about development, you will say that by in the initial starting, when we thought that by development needs to be compared between different countries, what we choose was average income. Why? Because average income is very good for comparison. You can give the example of two countries, that the two countries exist, then how to compare them. Okay, done. Next, justify with 3 arguments why public facilities are essential for a country's development. By public facilities here means that facilities which are provided by the government. Facilities कौन दे रहा है? It is provided by the government. Get it? So whenever they are provided by the government, they may have some benefit. Is it profit? Is it पैसे वाला benefit? No. Whenever government provides you facilities, their main objective is collective benefit. Like if there is a question to provide basic transport services at cheaper rate, will any company come forward and say that I will do that, bhai मैं करूँगा? No one. Right? Government can provide that because we are paying taxes to the government. So for the collective benefit, like providing transport, basic health services, right? Electricity, who plays the role? Government. Human capital formation, it is not about money, it's about money created by humans. So when you will provide health to your citizens, they will be able to work more and create HCF, that's human capital formation. ठीक है? And it ensures equity. Now what's equity? Equity means providing the relief to the person who is needed. Like we know in the Indian society, everyone is unequal in terms of economy. So providing more to the person who is needful here, that's equity, and that's the role of government. Clear? Done? Very good bhai. Explain the main objective of implementation of Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, that is MGNREGA. So here we are going to talk about MGNREGA bhai. MGNREGA passed in the year 2005. Fine. Now what is the main objective of this scheme? So the objective of this scheme is such that, ठीक है, MGNREGA says that the government scheme says that the government will provide, pay attention, this is very important, that the government will provide 100 days of 100 days of guaranteed employment. 100 days of guaranteed employment to the person who belongs to rural area. Fine by. ठीक है. अच्छा, what if you are unable to do that, right? If government is unable to provide what? To provide 100 days of employment, then what will they provide you, beta? So they will provide you allowances for that. Allowances for that. ठीक है? So this is the main objective of the scheme. MGNREGA. Done. Next question. Compare the share of three sectors of economy in terms of their contribution to GDP and their share in providing employment. What major problem this comparison indicates? Okay, so we have three sectors, beta. We have primary sector, then we have secondary. अरे भाई, अच्छा, बड़ा कष्टफुल है भाई. We have secondary sector, and then we do have tertiary sector. Three sectors. What we are going to analyze here is related to their contribution in GDP and then in providing employment. There is a chart given in your book. I am going to give you a rough reference. If I talk about primary sector, okay, if I talk about primary sector, I am talking about these days, like the figure in the NCERT for decade of 2007 to 2017, it's not updated, but I am giving you a rough data that if I talk about GDP's share in primary sector, it might be somewhere 20%. Okay, 15 to 20%. But when we talk about employment, it might be somewhere 60% people who are maximum people working in agriculture sector. We know that. If I talk about secondary sector, somewhere between 10 to 15%, and the same percent of like people are employed in this, right? Now in particularly tertiary sector, only 30% people are employed, but they are generating 70% of GDP, right? Now what is the major comparison indicates? The major comparison indicates that the more skills you have, the more employment, okay, will be there. ठीक है, as well as the more income you will create. Sorry, not more employment, the more income you will create. If we compare the salary or a wage that a landless laborer and an engineer gets is quite different. Why? Because the person invested in education and gets it. Right? Do you remember in class 9 you studied vicious cycle and the virtuous cycle? This is what we are talking about. Get it? Chalo. Major problem sorted, problem sorted, problem sorted. Next question. Analyze 5 measures that can be taken to create more employment opportunities in rural areas. 5 points listed here. Scan it, write it right now. Okay, so what are the 5 steps to be taken? Investment in irrigation. Government can make dams. When you will invest more, irrigation will be easier for the farmer, good productivity will be there. Improved rural infrastructure, गाँव में रोड बनाओ भाई, वो बुरी हालत है. Make roads in the villages. Provisions of cheap credit, right? Make banks available in the most rural areas too, which is now done. But however, here I mean cheap credit, that means low interest rate to be provided. ठीक है, promoting of agro based industries in rural areas, promoting that small scale industries with certain policies, with schemes, with programs, and expanding social service. Here NGOs can work on, right? Here teaching institutes can work on, because only and only what we can say education sector creates a large number of jobs. So this can be done out here. And the surprise I was talking about is the homework questions. I said now you might not be happy after seeing that. Bacha, it's high time we should focus on exams. We should practice more. Okay, the way I discussed some important questions in this session today, you are going to practice them likewise. Okay, you're going to write them likewise. For that, what you need to do is to write. Okay, so I hope you are going to do all the questions we did in this video and you are going to practice these homework questions too. Just let me know right now. Yes ma'am, I'm going to do that. Okay, so let's meet in the next video. Until then, be healthy because exams are near. Do not take stress, do not take pressure. Everything will be done. It is the easiest exam of your life. Trust me when I say that. Yes, it is. Okay, you just need to be confident about yourself and you just need to do one thing: study. That is it for today. Okay, bye bye, up till next video.